Okay, here we're going to show you how to install the new Spark Arrestor End Cap for the Beta 250 and 300 RR 2-strokes. Alright, so the first step is going to be to take your provided drill bit and drill out the rivets here at the end of the silencer. Okay, when you drill the head off, sometimes you might not get all the way through the rivet, like this one here. It broke loose, but it's not drilling all the way through. So just take a punch and a hammer, and then you can pound it right out. Okay, now you got the 4 rivets there at the end of the silencer out. You're going to do the same thing and drill out the 4 here at the bottom of the silencer. Okay, now you got all the rivets drilled out and punched out if you needed to. Next step is going to get the core out of the canister. So you take it right here by the mid pipe, grab a rubber mallet, and you can hit right here on the mounting brackets, and it'll pop that core right out. Okay, now that you got the core removed from the silencer, go ahead and now you got to remove the end cap. There's a pretty good lip on the inside of the hole here. You might be able to reach your finger in and then just work the cap back and forth until you get it out. Ours is a little bit newer of a silencer, so it's pretty easy to remove. If you got an older one and it's stuck and you can't pull it out by hand, you can take something like a broom handle, something that's hard, a 2x4, and then reach it from the inside and knock it from the inside out. Now that you've got the can removed, or the core removed out of the can, go ahead and take the silencer packing off and set it off to the side. What you're going to have to do is take a tape measure, because we're going to have to cut the last tip off of the core here so that it'll fit on the new insert. So take your tape measure. What you're going to want to do is bottom the tape measure out right here on the lip, and then measure out to 15 3/4 of an inch. And then you can take a Sharpie and mark your line. Okay, now that you've measured it off and marked where you need to cut, go ahead and take a hacksaw. You can put the core right in a vise and then cut the tip off of the core. Alright, you got the end of your core cut off here, so go ahead and reinstall your packing, and then now we can take the silencer core and slide it back on. You've got beta etching here in the silencer. That's going to go towards the bottom end of the pipe. So just feed the packing back in here. And then line it up. That etching is going to be on the inside of the pipe. So just press that in until you get the holes lined up. And then now your time to rivet those together. Okay, now that you got the canister back over the core and the silencer packing inside, line up the bottom mounting holes and then go ahead and take a provided rivet. You can put it right there in one of the holes, take a rivet tool, and then complete the process, fill all 4 holes. Alright, now before you put the Enduro Engineering insert in, you're going to have to drill out all the way through these 4 holes. Just take the provided drill bit that we supply and just make sure you go all the way through on all 4 holes of the canister here. That way the new hardware will fit. Now that you've got the 4 holes drilled out to fit the new hardware, take the new Enduro Engineering cap insert and then just slide it into the end of the canister. Want to make sure that the raised lip goes inside the canister and the part number that's etched into it is at the top. You might have to adjust the core a little bit to get it to slide in, but just slide it in just far enough so that you get the mounting holes lined up. And then take the provided button head bolts and get those started in the 4 holes, but don't tighten them quite yet. You're going to want to leave them loose until a later step. And leaving those loose there, you're going to take the screen as the next step, and you have a machined out circle here in the insert. Just set that screen right in there. Then you can hold it in place. Take the Spark Arrestor End Cap and put it on right like that. You're going to want to make sure the Enduro Engineering logo is facing the outside of the can. And then take the provided socket head bolts and get those started. And then you can take a 4mm Allen wrench. You're going to want to tighten those first. That way you can form a better seal here on the Spark Arrestor End Cap. So tighten those. Then take a 3mm Allen wrench and tighten the insert mounting bolts. Alright, now you have an Enduro Engineering Spark Arrestor End Cap for your Beta 250 or 300. You're now ready to go or any events that require that. If you have any questions on the installation, give us a call at 517-393-2421 or visit EnduroENG.com.